very well. And I know some of you out there are saying, Tony, you're crazy. And I would say to that, no, I'm not. And I've got the release papers to prove it. Okay. Tonight we'll start off with our secretary, Alan Leamer, followed by treasurer Bob Leneve, and then next will be Carol Marshall, and then I'll give my report after that. So right now, with any further ado, let's start off with our club secretary, Alan Leamer. Alan?
Can you hear me over there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great, because my computer gave a message. So I really don't have a lot to say. I know I can't see you, and I hope you can see me. As Tony mentioned, we had our last meeting on the 10th, what was it, the 10th of June. Also was a virtual meeting with 85 people that watched it. It was 33 minutes. The bad news was that everything was canceled for June and July. I don't know what's going to happen for August. I guess it'll be up to Tony, but I have a bad feeling about it. Tony mentioned in the last meeting that we were going to reschedule free food night and the picnic, and I'm sure we will. God willing, it'll be soon. Tony spoke about his largest collection of banknotes in the United States, showed us an example. And aside from that, we did the medals, and we spoke for a little while, and that was about it. I hope I'm clear to you all because I'm getting a feedback here. So meantime, I have just one personal note to say. There is hope for coin collecting. Today, for the first time since this all started, I got a silver diamond change. And you all know how rarely that happens. Anyway, so Tony, I'm going to throw it back to you.
All right. Thanks, Alan. Okay. Okay. You did have some feedback there.
Yeah, I got it too.
Yeah. All right. Next up is Bob Leneve. Can you put Bob on? The treasurer.
Okay, I'm here, but all right. No. Hang on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, well, as you know, I was not available last month for this first experimental idea, but here's what happened when last we met, as the movie goes. It was March 11th, and that night, just to catch things up, our ticket sales were $164, $5 on raffle donations, and a whopping $169 on. I'm sorry, that was $169, and donations were $15 for a total of $189. Paid out $32 for food and drinks, and our net total was $157 for March 11th. Now, as you may know, I do not deposit, as a rule, the money until the day of the following meeting. So what I did this afternoon, after social distancing, I stood for half an hour at a local Bank of America from 1:30 to 2 o'clock. I finally got in, and so they were able to catch us up. Where we're at as of today, okay, on July 8th, our bank balance stands at about the same area where it has been in the past, $34,217.81. So we seem to be, about where we were at that particular time. And when Tony's finished making his comments, when I chatted with him online, I said that I wanted to do a short, and I mean short, like 3-4 minutes tonight on the issue of where we're at with the gold and silver markets, and a couple of observations that I want to make, but we'll let Tony go ahead and do his stuff first, okay?
All right. Thanks, Bob. Okay, next up is Carol. So you can go back to that same shoot like Carol Marshall.
Okay, well, all right, now, Tony told me, can you all read this? If you can read this, copy it down, because I've been taking the ANA e-learning courses. I've taken 3 so far, and they're all free because there's no summer seminar, and they are amazing. There's a lot of courses coming up. And so I really, really recommend them. If you go to this website, you'll see all of the courses there. And let's see, okay, you can just put in info.money.org/e-learning. I did a course on the introduction to early U.S. paper currency, and I did one on Italian money, and I did which is way, kindergarten stuff to what most of you know on grading. And there's a lot coming up, and the ones that I took are on, they've recorded them, so you can actually go back and watch the same thing. And I truly recommend this. This is great. That's all.
Okay, thanks, Carol. Okay, I currently have about 16 cases of Coin Worlds, Numismatic News. I've got the market review from CDN, and I got the new 2021 Red Books. So I've got all that available when we meet again. Hopefully at our next meeting. I'm hoping September. I don't know about August, but we'll let you know at the end of this month what's going to go on for August. Also, I've got these fun pins that are really nice. This is for the January show. I've got 100 of these to give out. If you can see that. It says, get your kicks at Fun 66. Well, as you can see, that's a play on Route 66. And actually, it's the 66th anniversary show, and that's how they came up with that little logo. Also, the 2021 club calendar should be in September, and they'll still be $1 when we get them. We're only getting 100 of them, and they go pretty quick. With everything that's going on, I forgot to mention this year is our club's 60th anniversary. I guess we're not going to do anything special this year, but it is our club's 60th anniversary, 1960. Okay, don't forget to check out our club website at pbcc.anaclubs.org. You could have got on tonight's meeting from the website simply by going on the website, clicking news, then clicking on July, and then you go on and click virtual meeting, and you would have been right there real easily that way. Since last month, we've had only one delinquent member pay their dues, and now we have 282 paid and 49 delinquents. Those who have not paid have been dropped from the rolls. A few other clubs have had virtual meetings also. Castleberry Coin Club west of Orlando and Citrus County Coin Club north of Tampa have had virtual meetings. I think I put that in the newsletter. Also, Ocala actually had a physical meeting June 23rd with 46 in attendance. Fort Walton Beach had a physical meeting and they had 27 at their meeting. And Jacksonville said they will meet on July 13th. That'll be their next meeting. There's still some clubs out there in phase 2 that their meeting locations are government, and the government halls just won't open. So they can't meet until the government halls open. Okay, now the bullion report. Silver today closed at $18.73. That's up quite a bit from the other day. Gold at $1,809.40, 1809.40. This is all off of Kitco.com. Platinum at $846 and palladium at $1,854. With silver at $1873, you take that number times 0.715, like I told you last month, and you come up with 13.39 times face value. So for every dollar's worth of silver you have in coin, you'd get $13.39 melt. And I think they're paying melt on the silver, if I'm not mistaken, right now. I believe Silver Eagles are still bringing a $4 to $5 premium over melt. So you're still going to pay about $23, $24 for Silver Eagles yet. If you get them cheaper than that, I guess you're lucky. With the rise in coronaviruses, the governor's rule is still in effect. We're in phase 1 in Palm Beach County, Dade, and Broward. We're still in phase 1. So that means no gatherings of 10 or more people. Period. No matter what else you do, we can't gather with 10 or more people. We just can't do it. Phase 2, it's no gatherings of 50 or more. So that's why those other clubs met. Ocala had 46 people. Fort Walton Beach had 27. So they were under the legal limit. It doesn't look good for us meeting anytime soon physically. So, but I'm hoping for September, but we'll see what happens. Tonight, I got a little show and tell again. Since we met last in June, I picked up 6 more Kentucky notes, and I just thought I'd run them by you real quick. First note I wanted to show you is a Louisville. And it has quite a bit of glare on there, I guess. There's a Louisville 1882 brownback, and the reason they call it the brownback is it's got a brown back. There you go. Now, this one's only in fine condition, but of this particular bank charter, number 5312 from Louisville, I now have all 3 of the brownbacks, the 5, the 10, and the 20. This was the last 20 I needed. And I've got all 3 of the value backs under the same charter number. Now see where the number is right there, 5312. That's the charter number on here. The value back would have the denomination of the note right there. It'd say $5, $10, $20. I have all 3 of those too for that series. Next note I got is Paducah, Kentucky. This is quite a ways down the river from Louisville to the west of Louisville. It's a 29 small size. And this one, there's only about 5 known. And that was a $20 small size. Here's a Nicholasville, Kentucky. This is just south of Lexington, Kentucky, in the central part of the state. I've been to Nicholasville a couple times because I lived near there when I went to the University of Kentucky. That wasn't so rare, but that was the last note I needed. Also, in this particular series, I now have the 5, the 10, and the 20. So I didn't have the 5 before. And here's my hometown of Newport, the northernmost part of Kentucky, up by the Ohio River, right across from Cincinnati. I already had this note, but it was so nice I just had to buy another one. So I picked up another Newport. Then I've got a Henderson, Kentucky. This is just west of Henderson here. It's just west of Louisville, between Paducah and Louisville. This is kind of a scarce note. I think there's about 12 known. And finally, I have a Greenup that's certified by PMG. Greenup is a small town just west of Ashland, Kentucky, way in the northeast on the Ohio River. It's just west of Ashland, up there in northeastern Kentucky. And this particular note, I think there's 5 known. And those are just 6 notes I picked up since we met last. Most of them were inexpensive as far as nationals go, a few $100 each. And now I'm up to 509 different Kentuckys. Okay, tonight we're not going to have any door prizes, raffle, or auction because everybody was mad last time when I won all the prizes. I don't understand that. It was all fair and square, but I just happened to win everything last time. And so we just won't do it this time. I don't want to make anybody mad again. Okay, in other news, Fun has put all their CDs online. You can look at any numismatic educational program that Fun has done, and it's online now. You go to Fun Topics, you go all the way over to the right to where it says Fun Education, click on that bar, and you click on the numismatic portal, and whatever year you want to look at, it's got all the videos from that year. There are like 140 videos in every year, and they have 20 or 30 years of videos. There's so many programs on there, it's unbelievable, and it's all free. So you can get that by going to, like I say, going to Fun Topics, click on Fun Education on the far right on the front page, and then click on the numismatic portal, and you'll see all the videos when you click on any particular year. You got to click on the year first. So, by the way, I was told to say that this works best if you don't have internet. If you have Internet Explorer 11 or older, it doesn't necessarily run the videos on those older computers. And it does work very well on Chrome, MS Edge, Firefox, or Apple Safari. Those are the recommended ways to go to run these videos. Okay, in the news, the ESM collection of large scents is going on sale in August by Stax. This is a virtually complete collection of all the varieties of 1793 to 1857 large scents. I just rattle off the first 3 that this guy's got. He's got 3 1793 chain scents in AU condition. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars for each coin. And this is the ESM collection of large scents, Stax in August. The next thing going on is Eagle Eye Rare Coins, which is Rick Snow out of Tucson, Arizona, purchased the finest PCGS Indian Scent Registry collection, a set of 30 Indian head pennies for over $1 million. 26 of the pieces were MS67 red or better. All were finest known or tied for finest known of these 26. Amazing collection. We saw it at the Fun Show in the upper right part of the room, the last Fun Show in January. It was exhibited there. Okay, the P. Hall collection of 110 Morgan dollars is being auctioned off by Great Collections on June 28th and July 5th. That's by Great Collections. Most of the coins are PCGS MS65, and the collection is valued at $750,000 plus. Also, Heritage Auctions will be auctioning off a 112-ounce gold bar struck by Kellogg and Humbert assayers from the SS Central America, the ship that sank off the southeast coast of the U.S. in the 1850s, and it's worth about $250,000. So that auction is going to happen in early August. Okay, and then I've got one short story here. I know some of you have followed, some of you haven't, but it's Yamashita's Gold, the lost gold of World War II that's been on the History Channel. The final episode of the season was about 2 weeks ago, and I hope you've been watching. It's really interesting. But basically, what it is near the end of World War II, when the Allies were closing in on the Japanese in the Philippines, General Yamashita was told to bury all this gold, diamonds, any kind of loot he had in the mountains on the island of Luzon in the Philippines. And General Douglas MacArthur, after the war, had the war crimes trials in Japan. And some of the Japanese up for trial received reduced sentences if they would cooperate with the U.S. in finding some of these burial sites where Yamashita hid the gold. There were supposedly 175 different sites all over the Luzon Island where the Japanese buried all this treasure. And I don't mean a little bit in each site. I mean, one site brought out $12 billion in gold bars. Another site had millions in diamonds. There was a gold Buddha worth millions. I mean, these sites were like billions and billions of dollars worth of gold. Well, anyhow, they said that MacArthur found many of these sites and recovered billions of dollars worth of the treasure. Recently released documents showed that under the direction of President Truman, the U.S. secretly put this money in 171 different banks in 42 different countries. The money was to be used to fund the newly established CIA, hidden from Congress. One site, like I say, had 20 tons of gold bars. Another site, on paper, documented, said it had 12 to 17 billion in gold. So it's just amazing what they've already found. They don't even know how many sites they've already found. It's all been secret. But these guys have been working on this one mountain on Luzon, and they supposedly have a treasure map that the Japanese made. Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos had 29 original Japanese treasure maps. And he had found billions of dollars worth of treasure in a few locations, but he didn't find everything, and neither did MacArthur. So these guys on Lost Gold of World War II are looking in this one particular mountain. And so far, after 2 years of episodes, they haven't found anything, but they've found tunnels. They found parts of Japanese rifles, all kinds of stuff, but nothing worth a lot of money yet. And they keep digging and digging, and they still haven't found anything. But that's why there's still sites yet to be discovered, and that's why the History Channel is running this series. And that's all I have for tonight. And I'm going to let Bob. Bob had something he wanted to say. Let's let Bob Leneve talk now.
Hi, everybody. You, of course, heard Tony's report on gold and silver. I've been, during this break, trying to buy as many 19th century gold coins as I can. I've added, I think, about 16 or 18 to my inventory. Everything from dollars to quarter eagles, half eagles, and eagles. And obviously, I've been watching very carefully the market, like a lot of people. You may not have known this today, but when gold around 10 o'clock this morning hit the amount of $1,823 an ounce, that is a 9-year all-time record, going back to when gold closed at its highest price ever at $1,921 on September 6, 2011. And it's interesting to see what is happening here. Obviously, a lot of people are concerned about government spending, about the stuff with the COVID virus and what have you. But be that as it may, the point I wanted to make here is that you've got a situation now where I would basically be inclined to throw out the gold to silver ratio, which for many years we know was 16-1. And my contention today is that should be totally decoupled, because silver, if it was in the same ballpark as gold is right now, the high price for silver was in April of 2011 when it hit $52 an ounce. And right now, silver crossed the $19 barrier earlier today, which is its recent high. But in reality, silver is not anywhere near where it probably would be or should be if it was following suit with gold. The current ratio is between 99 to 98 to 99 to 1 now. And that's why I say decouple it and throw it out. Because if you think about it, if you're a silver bug and you still want to buy silver, personally, I don't. But if you did, think about this fact for a minute, that 1 ounce gold bullion coin, you could trade that now for almost 5 rolls of silver eagles. Now, think about that and imagine that, because that wasn't the case, and not even too long ago. And gold obviously has continued to climb up the ladder. And again, being careful of predictions, there are a number of people in the industry that believe we're looking before too much longer, the next year to 18 months, looking at $2,500 to $3,000 an ounce gold. I personally subscribe to that. I think that's possible, although I think the $2,500 price is probably a little more realistic in another year and a half. But as far, again, as gold and silver versus silver, I just don't look at silver the same way anymore. And again, I'm not critical of anybody who has it or is stocked up on it. Like anything, it will go back up. And may go back up to its all-time high and cross over the $50 mark at some point. What I am suggesting, again, is that at this time, there's no real continuity in the price between the two metals. And so therefore, that's why I use the term decoupling, because to look at the old ratios today now just doesn't make sense anymore. And again, you can take it for what it's worth. Just an observation on my part. Again, for those of you that love silver, great. And but my personal preference is getting any kind of gold that I can possibly buy now, as I think that in the short term, at least, that seems to be the better deal. So that's it. Thank you.
All right. All right, that's about it for tonight. Near the end of the month, we'll make a decision on what we're going to do for August. If we don't meet physically, we'll meet virtually the second Wednesday in August. Same time, same place. The second Wednesday at 7 o'clock in August. And we'll let you know. And I guess that's about it. And we'll all say so long.
Wait, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead. Sure.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I see Chuck Heck is on there, and when I was telling you about the e-learning, he is teaching a class on, let's see, let me see if I can find the date on that, but Chuck Heck will be teaching on August 24th, and he'll be teaching with Wayne Homran on Pittsburgh's numismatic copper trio. So hi, Chuck. Yeah.
Okay. You're voting for November. You mean, I don't know what that means, but I guess when we open. All right. I guess we're done. You're on, Bruce.
Bye.
Take care. Okay, that's it.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah.
Good night. Everyone, it was good to see you.
You too, Al. Oh, one last thing. This will probably be up for the next 3 or 4 days. So if anybody wants to see it, you can look at it for the next couple of days. That's about it. Good night.
Good night.
Hey.